Why is it? This is always your preferred runaway destination.
I'm not running away. And I'm sorry I don't indulge myself and be creative when I do.
You make it too easy to find you, you know? If one's gonna go through the trouble of tracking you down, one hopes for a little more adventure.
Then I should take it for granted that you're gonna chase after me each time I do?
You know it.
Weirdo.
Me? How about you? Listen, don't you ever get tired of this place?
I have a strong memory of him here. I was sitting right here where I am, and he was sitting next to me. He suddenly jumped up and stepped forward. I watched him bend down over something he saw on the ground, and I asked him what it was. He didn't answer me immediately, but his body language was all giddy and secretive. And then when he straightened up again, I saw in his hands a small flower. Actually, it was a weed, but he didn't know the difference. His eyes were beaming, and he laid the flower in my hand. He said that he loved me. And he meant it. Things like that were the reason he gave me confidence. I only needed his acknowledgement, and I'd had it. It made straining relationships at work and at home easy to bear. Biting words I'd often be given didn't puncture as deeply, knowing I had his unconditional support.
Confidence.
I know what you're gonna say. I shouldn't have to rely on someone else to give me confidence. Ties in pretty well with the whole believe in yourself attitude.
I wasn't gonna say that at all. So, you don't believe in yourself.
I don't even know what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. Confidence was more of a luxury, like charm or elegance or my sister's exciting personality.
Yeah, I remember her 16th birthday party. She wanted to swim with
dolphins and seals.
She almost got her chance, too. It's a good thing she was underage.
It probably saved her life, though. I mean, I like that at some point in history someone decided there was an appropriate age to do things. You know, my sister enjoyed her fantasy of swimming with the dolphins, but she was too immature to realize what she was getting into. How are we supposed to survive life at its frailest if no one stronger is there taking responsibility for it? Don't you think?
You know, if he made you feel all of that, then at some point he had to make you feel good, right?
Beautiful, intelligent, comfortable, lovely, worthy, good.
Good is an understatement.
I'll forgive you. What were you getting at?
Well, if someone can make you feel all of that, how are we supposed to be confident by ourselves?
You're giving me those eyes. Why don't you just tell me?
It's not an answer I'm trying to give you. In truth, I'm trying to eliminate the idea that confidence is something we're supposed to have on our own.
But it's common knowledge we must first love ourselves if we're to love others.
But you obviously have loved other individuals, and yet you still have a problem with yourself.
You're right. It doesn't make sense. If I feel insecure now, how was I able to love in the first place? Evidently, I must have loved myself, but still.
It's an odd thing to love oneself and to truly be comfortable in your own skin.
Wow. You want to know the answer to that? It's gonna blow your mind and this whole interesting development of theories right into the sky, out of our sight, and into possibly another universe. The answer is true, but ridiculous.
Well, when you put it that way, I'm not sure I want to hear the answer.
When are we ever ready for anything? It seems as if from the time we're born, we're being dragged across the floor by age and time.
I think you better tell me the answer before we lose track of the conversation.
We are able to love because we are loved first. It's the only way we can give forth love, because we're already holding it inside, and it's accumulating. Accumulating like the pain in my legs from sitting too long without moving. It gets to the point where you feel like getting up and kicking the bench till it's bent out of shape.
Now you're getting it. The answer to the whole chicken or egg question.
Struggling. How does a person love himself without first being loved by another, who in theory also can't love until he has received it? traces back years and years. How did the first person get to love him?
Ah. You found it.
I must be way more out of my mind than I realized to have forgotten.
You're not yourself these days. Not hard to understand why things might slip from your mind, but you should really try not to forget things like this.
I am able to love because I too am loved. I knew this. And even though I found comfort in that confidence that I talked about, that source seems so minuscule compared to the age-old truth that stands through time and space. How could I forget?
I guess something so permanent as God's unchanging love in our lives becomes easy to forget.
I'm so sorry, Lord, forgive me. It's just... it really hurts. So much, it's blinding. But I know it would have been hopelessly unbearable if in my heart I didn't know you cared. You forever loved me first.